Grand Budapest Hotel was a turning point for director Wes Anderson. Not only was it the director's highest grossing film, earning numerous Academy Award nominations, it also ensured that going forward in his career, every film Wes Anderson makes would be a variation of that movie, only worse. Since then, I enjoyed The French Dispatch, but between Isle of Dogs to Asteroid City, it's clear his style is waning thin, and I can't help but think that feeling was only made worse by the prevalence of all the AI generated in the style of Wes Anderson movie trailers. Watching the trailer for the Phoenician Scheme genuinely felt like watching one of those AI Lord of the Rings if it were directed by Wes Anderson YouTube videos. And quite honestly, watching the movie itself doesn't feel much better than that. The Phoenician Scheme is an occasionally fun but mostly regurgitated version of better Wes Anderson flicks. The film stars Benicio del Toro as Zaza Corda, a business tycoon who sets out to gather investors for his latest biggest project, while being the target of some pretty dangerous people. On the page, I'm pretty sure Wes Anderson's movies read pretty differently to him, but when you watch how he translates each of his stories to the big screen, using the same symmetrical imagery, the deadpan delivery, it takes a series of diverse stories and homogenizes them until they're practically indistinguishable. Here, the director attempts to tell a story about redemption and the relationship between Jar Jar and his daughter, played by Mia Throbbleton, but it's pretty clear that his style has become his own undoing. Wes Anderson's style has often been compared to a museum display. Everything is incredibly coordinated, impeccably staged, and the downside to that style is how ill-fitting it applies to stories which are meant to be soulful and emotional. It's an inauthentic style which deliberately draws attention to itself, creating stories which you can admire for their immaculate and organized craft, but will likely find it impossible to truly feel. As per any recent Wes Anderson film, the director has the entirety of Hollywood willing to take pay cuts to work with him, and he takes full advantage of that fact. It's a star-studded cast, uniting Anderson with the likes of Michael Cera, Riz Ahmed, Tom Hanks, Bryan Cranston, Scarlett Johansson, and Benedict Cumberbatch, with Benicio del Toro at the center of the film. I love Del Toro as much as the next guy, but being the lead in a Wes Anderson film requires a specific set of skills, which Benicio fails to bring to the table. He lacks the whimsy and the creative abandon required to make this role work, which results in arguably the most stiff performance in the movie, which is problematic to say about the lead actor of all people. Actors such as Scarlett Johansson and Willem Dafoe play minor roles, and their involvement in the movie speaks less to their genuine ability to elevate the material, and instead says more about Wes Anderson's love of creating a theater group of actors who meet every few years to put together a new production. The movie is split into different chapters, each focusing on a different task which Jar Jar sets out to complete. This structural decision undermines the momentum of the movie, kneecapping the story every time it feels like it could start. If the wonderful story of Henry Sugar was a collection of short films tied together by the creative DNA of Roald Dahl, the Phoenician Scheme is a series of short films edited together into one fan film. At its best, the Phoenician Scheme can best be described as Wes Anderson's effort to squeeze the last string of toothpaste out of the toothpaste bottle that is his distinct, repetitive style. Michael Cera makes a genuinely fantastic addition to the Wes Anderson family, and since he's yet to exhaust this particular collaboration for everything it's worth, I had a ball every time Cera was on screen. He easily delivers the standout performance here, and is to thank for its biggest laughs. Jeffrey Wright and Benedict Cumberbatch continue to impress as Wes Anderson collaborators, and there are moments of comedic brilliance throughout the film, particularly the visual gags, in which Anderson continues to prove that he is truly second to none. I wasn't impressed Jess by Mia Throbbleton. It's not a distractingly bad performance, but she fails to do a single thing to elevate the material. It's hard to watch her and believe she landed the role for any reason beyond being Kate Winslet's daughter. All in all, The Phoenician Scheme is an average, underwhelming effort from Wes Anderson. If it's not enough to prove that Wes is in desperate need of a reinvention, it's the movie that proves that the director is on his last leg. And for that, I'm giving this one a 6 out of 10. And if you've had the chance to watch The Phoenician Scheme, let us know what you thought about it in the comments below. I'm Cinemike, and I'll see you next time.